There is a specific type of person who looks like they are doing okay. Their clothes are plain, their car is old, their phone is 2 generations behind, but their bank account is quietly a fortress. They are everywhere. You probably do not notice them. They do not wear the belt with the giant buckle. They do not drive the car with the loudest exhaust. They do not own anything that announces their net worth. In 2026, and we call this stealth wealth. And it is not a style choice. It is a psychological survival strategy for a K-shaped economy. The bottom line of the K is funded by status spending. The top line is funded by stealth saving. The two cannot coexist. You have to pick which side you serve, permanently. Today I will give you the 10 things I stopped buying this year. Each one tied to a specific psychological mechanism, each one quietly stealing more wealth than people realize. And the 4 moves that switch you from consumer to architect tonight. This is Thinking Stick. We do not do hype. We do the math until the math forces us to be honest. Subscribe so you do not miss the rest of this series, especially this year. Item 1. I stopped paying the ego tax, the single most expensive purchase most people make without ever calculating the markup. The tax nobody itemizes. The tax that quietly funds someone else's wealth instead of yours. Visible logos, designer branding, status labels. Neuroscience shows that seeing a luxury logo triggers the ventral striatum, your brain's reward center. The hit lasts seconds. The opportunity cost lasts decades. The math is genuinely brutal once you see it clearly. If I am paying a brand to advertise for them, I have lost the deal. I am the billboard. They are the wealthy. Stealth wealth is about material literacy, learning the difference between a $200 logo and a $200 fabric, different things entirely. Item 2. I stopped buying weaponized convenience, the subscription economy, the frictionless life. Apps that save me 3 minutes but cost me $15 a month. Every single one. Multiplied across a year, quietly draining my financial future. I audited my phone last quarter, found 19 recurring subscriptions. Most of them I forgot existed. Total, $840 a year. For services I barely used. For convenience I did not actually need. For dopamine hits that lasted minutes each. When things are too easy and the dopamine spike is shallow. By reintroducing intentional friction, cooking, manual tracking, walking to the store, you reset your reward baseline. You feel more. Spend less. The same brain, different conditioning, different financial outcome, permanently. Item 3. I stopped buying the tech treadmill. The new phone every year, the new laptop every 2, the new headphones every 6 months. Each upgrade promising transformation, each one delivering 72 hours of novelty, then nothing. Forever. Psychologists call this the hedonic treadmill. Every upgrade resets your baseline. The new phone becomes normal in 3 days. The excitement dies. The bill remains. You spent $1,500 for 72 hours of feeling. The math is genuinely insane once visible. A 2022 study in the Journal of Consumer Research found material upgrades create only temporary spikes in satisfaction, then become psychologically invisible. Your old phone was already doing almost everything you needed. The marketing department convinced you otherwise. Quietly, successfully, predictably, wealthy people do not have the newest phone. They have the most efficient systems. Use the device until it is non-functional, not until the calendar changes. That single shift saves the average American household $2,000 a year. Mathematically guaranteed. Item 4. I stopped buying social proof experiences. Restaurants chosen for the photo. Concerts chosen for the story. Vacations chosen for the Instagram grid. Each one promising memory. Each one delivering a curated lie. Quietly draining the actual experience itself. Research on social comparison theory shows that when we buy experiences for social proof, our actual enjoyment of the event drops. Same restaurant, same trip, same money, lower satisfaction, because the brain was busy performing instead of being present. Mathematically, measurably. Princeton psychologist Daniel Kahneman's research on status consumption found that performative spending is driven by social comparison, not actual utility. Translation. You are spending real money to influence the perception of people who barely think about you. The spotlight effect is brutal. Item 5. I stopped buying expensive cars to impress strangers. The single largest wealth destroyer in middle-class America, the purchase that quietly steals years of freedom while delivering depreciation, while announcing your insecurity to people who never asked quietly. A new car loses 20 to 30% of its value the moment you drive it off the lot. The monthly payment is dead money. Higher insurance, higher maintenance, higher repairs. The car costs you 40% more than the sticker price across 5 years. Stealth Wealth drives reliable 5 to 7-year-old paid-off cars. The financial freedom that Decision buys over 20 years is not measured in dollars. It is measured in years. Years of your life, years of your time, years of your finite, irreplaceable, non-renewable lifespan. Item 6. I stopped using emotional spending as therapy, buying when stressed, ordering when anxious, upgrading when unfulfilled, each purchase delivering a dopamine hit that lasted minutes, then leaving the underlying feeling exactly where it was. Quietly worse. Permanently. Neuroscience research shows that anticipation of buying produces more pleasure than ownership itself, which is why retail therapy fails so predictably. The high lives in the click, not in the package. By the time the box arrives, the dopamine is already dead. Stealth Wealth invests in regulation instead of relief. Sleep, health, peace, financial margin, therapy when needed, walks, real friendships, things that actually fix the underlying feeling, instead of papering over it with another package that disappoints within 48 hours. Universally. Always. Item 7. I stopped buying cheap things that constantly need replacing. Counterintuitive at first, expensive in the long run. The Boots theory of socioeconomic unfairness, the single quietest reason poor people stay poor. Watch carefully. Apply tonight. Cheap shoes that last 6 months cost more across 10 years than quality boots that last a decade. Cheap furniture that breaks in 2 years costs more than solid furniture that lasts 20. The poor pay twice, once for the purchase, once for the replacement. Stealth Wealth values durability over quantity. Fewer purchases, higher quality, longer lifespan, not for aesthetics, for reduced mental clutter and financial leakage. One good pair of shoes beats 5 cheap pairs. Mathematically. Always. Across every category. Without exception. Item 8. I stopped buying huge homes I did not need. The biggest single status trap of modern adulthood. The purchase that locks in 20 years of payments. Property taxes, maintenance, utilities, furnishings, all to impress visitors who arrive twice a year. Research in environmental psychology shows that beyond a certain point, bigger homes produce diminishing emotional returns. More space equals more cleaning, more taxes, more cognitive overload, more financial pressure. Stealth Wealth picks the home that fits the life, not the image being performed. The wealthy own homes that look ordinary from outside. The struggling own homes that scream success and quietly drain freedom. Same neighborhood, different bank accounts. The visible house is the loudest sign someone is overextended, almost without exception, quietly, predictably, brutally. Item 9. I stopped buying fast fashion, the most successful marketing trap of the last 20 years. Trends manufactured monthly, insecurity manufactured weekly, wardrobes designed to fall apart fast enough to require constant replacement. Quietly, profitably for someone else. Research on decision fatigue shows excessive choices drain mental energy throughout the day. Smaller wardrobes do not just save money, they save cognitive bandwidth. The wealthy often wear the same 5 outfits on rotation. Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg, Obama. Pattern is universal. Built a small capsule wardrobe of quality basics last year. Saved roughly $3,000. Saved hours of decision-making, and ironically, got more compliments than when I chased trends. Quality over quantity. Confidence stops chasing logos. Personal style finally emerges naturally. Item 10. The most important one. The one that ties everything together. I stopped trying to look rich. Because trying to look rich is the single most expensive thing any middle-class person ever does. The single biggest wealth leak alive today. Performative wealth requires constant maintenance. The image must be defended. The lifestyle must be upgraded. The signals must keep firing. The work never ends. The money never accumulates. Real wealth requires the opposite: quiet ownership, invisible compounding, permanent freedom, hidden from view. Genuine financial security usually looks ordinary: low stress, low debt, high freedom, emotional peace, the ability to make decisions without financial panic. That is the actual flex. And almost nobody can see it on you, which is exactly the point, always. Now here is the deeper truth this whole video has been building toward. The truth that connects all 10 items into one psychological pattern. Read it slowly, carry it with you tonight. The single shift that ends the status spending cycle forever. Consumer culture profits from your insecurity. Every purchase you make to feel valuable funds someone else's wealth. Every purchase you skip to actually build value funds your own. The K-shaped economy was designed for one, not the other. Pick which side you fund. Now let me bring this back to a real person. Sarah from our earlier videos, 28. Earned $68,000, spent $58,000 on status purchases without realizing it. Cars, clothes, restaurants, subscriptions, vacations, all for invisible audiences, quietly draining her future every month. Sarah cut 6 categories from this list in 1 year. Same income, same friends, same lifestyle from outside, saved $17,000, invested it. Watched her net worth pass $30,000 for the first time, then $60,000, then $100,000. Quietly, permanently, forever changed. She did not become a minimalist. She did not deprive herself. She just stopped funding her own insecurity. The decision required no extra income, no extra effort, no extra discipline beyond awareness itself. The shift was free. The compounding will last decades, mathematically guaranteed. So here is the action plan. 4 moves to execute tonight. Each one specific, each one doable in 15 minutes. The Stealth Wealth Reset System. Real implementation. Not theory, not deprivation, just clear redirection. Starting now, permanently, move 1 tonight. Audit your last 60 days of spending. Mark every purchase as either status or substance. Status purchases performed for others. Substance purchases improved your life. Most people discover 30 to 40% of their spending was performance. Quietly painful. Universally true. Move 2 tonight. Cancel 3 subscriptions you forgot you had. Open your phone settings. Find the subscriptions tab. Cancel the 3 you cannot immediately justify in plain English. Redirect that money into an investment account next payday, permanently, mathematically, without negotiation. Move 3 tonight. Pick 1 category from this list to fully cut for 30 days. Just 1. Logos, tech upgrades, social proof restaurants, fast fashion, whichever feels most painful to give up, that is the one stealing the most from your future. Cut it. Move 4 tonight. Calculate your real savings rate. Take what you saved last year. Divide by gross income. Below 20% means status spending is winning. Above 30% means stealth wealth is forming. The number does not lie. The number tells you everything. Most people watching this will close the tab. Keep buying logos. Keep upgrading phones. Keep performing for strangers who barely notice. Wake up in 5 years wondering why their bank account did not grow. Despite earning more than before, predictably, universally, sadly, you are not going to be that person, because tonight, you saw the system. The ego tax, the hedonic treadmill, weaponized convenience, the spotlight effect, the boots theory, the 5 mechanisms quietly draining your wealth every single month. You can no longer claim ignorance. Stealth wealth is not about being a miser. It is about being an architect, building a life that feels good on the inside rather than one that looks good from the sidewalk. The architect compounds. The performer drains. Same dollars, different direction, permanently different outcome. Tonight, audit the spending. Cancel 3 subscriptions, cut 1 category, calculate the savings rate. 4 moves. The system stops controlling your wealth the moment you stop funding it. Stay quiet. Stay sovereign. Build the fortress. Stop being the billboard. Keep thinking stick.